Joining me now is Dr. Abhishek M Singhvi, who's a three-time sitting MP from the Congress Party, an eminent jurist as well. Dr. Singhvi, good evening and thank you very much. Many people are saying this is a triumph of transparency. Others are calling this a historic verdict. Is that your view and opinion as well?
Well, it could certainly qualify in the category of historic judgments, not only because it's an important, detailed judgment, but because it's a unique issue. The issue never arose in the entire 75-year history of India. So any judgment on an issue which has never been really addressed, it's the intersection of corporate law, of power of review, limits of transparency, level playing field, elections, democracy. These are a cocktail of issues which have never arisen in any case, and therefore it is unique, it is historic, number one. Number two, I welcome it, I applaud it. It's a much needed judgment, very comprehensive. It deals frontally with the issue, doesn't avoid issues. I only fault it in one sense, not fault this bench, which has done this job very well and comprehensively and took time out to do it. But the bench which passed an interim order in 2019, Shreya, there is some introspection required there. You allowed something conceived with ulterior motives, born in deceit, bred and reared with clear duplicity, known even by its creators to be opacity personified. You allowed it a free run for almost 2 election cycles, so 4.5 years. It served the purpose for the masters who created this clear scheme designed to get money, A, B, get money in proportion of 100 to Shreya, 1 to Singhvi. C, keep the identity of donor and amount actually opaque and hidden. D, justify it on a ridiculous argument that of course it can be known by a bank. It is known to the government. What if it is not known to you? You have no right to know it. Which is the argument, by the way, which they have debunked and lampooned in the judgment. And therefore, E, something which makes a slanted, non-level playing field of elections, where money matters a lot, and therefore impinges on basic structure by making democracy itself being affected. So it's very important.
Mr. Singhvi, you speak of level playing field and how electoral bonds actually skewed it. Now, fact is that more people vote for the BJP than they vote for the Congress party. Fact is, if 9 people vote for Shreya and only 1 person votes for Mr. Singhvi, then it is highly possible that 9 out of 10 people will be willing to pay Shreya to fight an election and only 1% of the people will be willing to pay Mr. Singhvi. How can that be an argument against electoral bonds?
In fact, that is the precise point which works against the electoral bonds, not in favor as you're putting it. The issue is not, the court has not said that Shreya can't get 9 and Singhvi cannot get 1. The court has not compelled you to donate equally. It can't, it has not. That's not the issue at all. The court has said that what is the reason to shroud in secrecy the fact that Shreya gets money from whom and how much from whom. That is different from saying the totality aggregate of what Shreya gets is 9. That is known. But that 9 is composed of Mr. A, B, C, D, E, and each has given 1 rupee, 2 rupees, 4 rupees. Now, that second point, why that is vital is because the transparency is not an end in itself. It's a means to an end. But the end is equally important as the means, and that is accountability. If you know that Mr. A and B and C are repeatedly donating in large sums, 9 out of 10 rupees to Shreya, then you are able to check what power Shreya wields, where she wields it, how she wields it. Does she wield it more in Chhattisgarh or less in Haryana? What is the nexus of the project which one of these donors gets in those states? So that is what else is democracy? It cannot ever say, so therefore you framed the question in the wrong way. That's not what the court is saying. That's not what the issue is raised. The issue is, please give, I am saying why 9? Give all 10 to Shreya. Let the world know. Why are you scared? Let the world know you give 10. Because the moment you give 10, the whole world will be monitoring you and finding out what favors have flowed between you and Shreya or vice versa. And that's about all. So the heart of the matter is democracy. One more thing, Shreya, people have forgotten. The heart of the matter is transparency and, of course, accountability, which goes with transparency. But the second thing they've forgotten, there is a very important equal issue raised by the court. The court raised two issues, not one. The framers, when they conceived this scheme of opacity, conceived in deceit, knew that they had to remove the limit on donations.
Correct.
Decades, there was a limit. So the court has also held that removal of the limit to donate is itself arbitrary. And the two go together. Had they kept the limit as it is, then the opacity would have mattered less. So the clever people they removed the limit altogether and then said, come one, come all, give everything in an electoral bond. Nobody knows who's given what for what.